That's probably what people want to see. Okay. The last I played, it was like, I think it was day one. So I'm a little, a little behind the curve, but that's okay. Let's see what we got going on here, though. Oh, very cool. Armband level up. Bit of that. Oh my, yeah, I'm so behind. That is tough. Okay. That. Alright, don't think I want to dance right now. I guess it would make sense just to go ahead and start doing some not live, what am I saying? Story quest. Very cool. Okay. So 2. Very cool. I don't remember what was even happening in the story. I got possessed. Now we're investigating a little more into what's going on. I think is the gist. Go. Alright, here we meet Dorothy, who I can only imagine will be a human Imagine at some point in the game, considering she has a unique character model. That's right, I'm trying to figure out how the medal that Tina got was tampered with. That's the trick. If I'm remembering correctly, this is also when the game kind of goes like weirdly like Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. I have to investigate the crime scene. Stuff like that. I think I vaguely remember what happens. It's something to do with that case and how it was tampered with. I think there's like some electrocution proof gloves that I gotta go find. Sure enough, yeah. Safe looks legit. Safe is intact. Yep. I gotta be honest. I mean, this part's alright if you've like, I guess haven't seen it before, but it's a little underwhelming to replay it. TBH. Alright. My favorite part. I can just skip this. Alright. Good sleuthing. Yep, the glove with strange residue. Gloves on Ryan's workbench. Makes him look a little suspicious. Oh, Ryan, what happened here? Whack. Sorry, there's no takeover choice. This part's actually kind of morbid. This guy's like, that's pretty intense. It would be, I think it hit a little harder though if there was, I don't know, some kind of build-up, like if we knew who Ryan was, as opposed to being this like this guy, this name. But music box, let's go. Hey man, how you doing? Good to see ya. Good to see you, Grant. Oh man. But yeah, what was I saying? I feel like a lot of the I guess complaints is the word for the story are pretty consistent across the board. Like the presentation's like just inconsistent. If it, I guess attached, you can really get. Oh, let me activate that. But I mean, I do like what they're trying to do. I think with some refinement, maybe in the future, it could, you know, hit the emotional notes that it really wants to. Peru, so I gotta go. Yeah, no, you're good. I'm surprised that you even came by. Thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it. I will enjoy the stream. Thank you. Enjoy Peru. That's pretty exciting. That's good stuff. Oh man. I've not done too much exploring in the world either. Let's see. We got people. No one's around here actually. I thought more people would still be farming these guys. Little goblins. Oh, we just got the story bit. Oh, I misremembered Ryan. I thought he died. I thought he killed himself actually. But now he's begging for his family. Gotcha. Say goodbye to the world, says the bad guy. It also kind of goes without saying, the auto. I hurt my fingers hitting the buttons when I could just do this, you know? Commander, save my family! Detected. Dropped frames. Yes, yes. Ryan trying to get his family back. What's this note that I got? Lost letter? Bad. That was not good enough. Yep. So, excuse me. Oh, yada yada. Just more story setup. The nice thing is that since I'm so behind on the story, I can keep trucking. Let's see here. A little janky. Just testing some stuff. 1 second. Okay. Oh, I see what's happening. Yeah, that is interesting. Okay. Alright, he clears our debt. Let's go. Hey Remy, how you doing? Playing a little bit of catch up here. I'm like multiple days behind the story. I'm gonna say at this point, I technically, if I can't unlock housing, I'm about to be able to, if I'm remembering correctly. But I'll save that for after I've done some other stuff. Let me check something. Oh, that is Or the game found you recently. Good guys, my friend. Thank you. Thanks so much. I'm really appreciate it. I'm glad you. Hope you found them helpful. Yeah, some of the the systems in this game are not very intuitive. So, just wanted to try to help smooth that progression into the game for some people. So, appreciate it though. Thank you, thank you. Arulu. Remind me, what class have you been playing? If you don't mind me asking. For now, this is when we board the ship. Got a little mystery to solve there. Have Everyman Jared, who just he appears everywhere. He's just always there, working every job. Just trying to keep it as simple as possible, like the need to know stuff, so that you can. That's so sick. I love that. I wasn't sure how I felt about the Heavy Guardian at first, but seeing it a bit more, I do like the weapon, actually. I'm a big fan of like the big oversized swords, or I don't even know I guess you could call that a sword. Blade. What? I don't know how I got over here. What just happened? Oh yeah, that's right. This is the tutorial. Big quotes on tutorial. That's right. And then he loses his cat. This whole scene. That is a valid I guess complaint is the right word. The Heavy Guardian definitely, at least from my experience, than like say the Shield Knight or some of the other classes. Good to see you're back. Actually, so funny. The game released like the day before my wedding anniversary, so I was like, well, it is what it is. I'll just catch up whenever I'm back celebrating. So games are fun and all, but you got to prioritize the real life. Don't want to get it twisted. Huge drive to necessarily keep up. Is this the same song? Oh, I am digging this. The Kitty Meow switch card, and then once again Arona low-key insinuating that she has some godlike powers. She's out here talking to animals. Of all the game systems, that it sounds bad. The guild systems are probably what I'm least familiar with. I didn't do too much of it during the close. At times like these, I like to defer to our friends over at Maxroll and Pridewin. See if they have a little something for us. Looks like both difficulties of the guild hunt have a daily reward limit of 2 clears per day. So yeah, looks like it's a daily. Getting myself gathered and up to snuff. I guess with where the levels, around where the levels should be. I'll go. Thank you guys for holding it down while I've been gone also. Let's pick 3 cards. Alright, that's right. And then he keeps us hostage. And then one of the only times we switch perspectives, go to Arona. I like what they tried to do here, but it's, I don't know. I think I said it already this stream even, but I think just like the guild hunt, it's tough. It's tricky to solo for sure. I remember I went in there, it was tough. So if you want, I think once I kind of get a little more settled in, I'd be down to run it together and we can get our contributions in if you want. I make no promises about the strength I'll be bringing, but I'll at least try and help. Remy, what's your take on what to focus on life skill early game? Free to play player here, going hard on farming, but we like to. Let me take a sec to think about that, because I've actually had a couple different people ask me about like free to play life skilling. It's tricky because I don't have the experience that per se. Let me kind of take a look here. Can I even pull up life skills right now? Oh, I can. Let me think. Let's see. So I guess one way to kind of look at it would be what you're kind of wanting to do. I'm assuming you're just wanting this is helpful just because obviously you can buy them too, but being able to make them is nice later on in levels, only because kind of like I mentioned in my one video, they're single use only. You get into like the level like 60 and 80 gear where you can try and do like an enhanced embedding to make the gems even stronger that happen. But again, that's something that'll matter a little later, and so it may not here. Like these bonus stats, super useful, especially when you're trying to farm or like do harder content. I'm trying to even think. I don't even know if you can buy food per se. But it could be expensive to kind of be buying that all the time, especially because it's like, you know, you're using Unbound Luno. Your question was also more early game focused. So early on, personals, smelting and gem crafting. That, yeah, so like a mix of mineralogy, what was it? Artisanry, so you can craft. Artisanry is weird. It's just so you can do the burning powders, so you can make. You run out of those eventually. Gem crafting on the side, and then artisanry is also helpful because you also need the gem wax for the gem crafting. So this one's kind of a given no matter what you're crafting. And then the harvesting ones, mineralogy and gemology, as you need them really. Ideally, so you don't need to heavily invest into gemology. And for mineralogy, I just kind of invest as needed. Whether that be the mystery metals, radiant stones, fine forge stones, whatever, you know. What am I doing here? Oh, I'm moving down here, that's right. And the translation also doesn't seem infinitely better. It's kind of sad. Yes, great take, thank you. Yeah, no problem. And the nice thing is too, you can kind of right, I want to make sure I'm not like saying something crazy. I don't know if so just hold on to any of it you get. So if you do want to make any changes in the future, you can. But for now, like kind of what I said is more than fine. Okay, got that. Sweet. Meanwhile, I'm still still fighting with this old man. Here's budget Kirito. Hector pulled out a smoking cake and hurled it hard at the ship. Just real quick. All right. Red. Let me get this big chest here real quick. Here is Tata. Was dressed as like the Digimon Time Strangers MC. I don't know. I'm just like seeing that game everywhere. Oh my. Mixing scene. Tata messed it up. We move on. This is this is an NBC. That was cute. I like that. This is also very cute. I never noticed that before. That little creature. Is it just me or is the YouTube side of the stream? Oh. I don't love that. Taking a look at some of my settings here. See if we can fix that. Okay. Let me take a look. Hey, Fenfix, good to see you. It could be. I feel like there may be a chance that the stream is also just a little... When you say stuttering, is it like we're dropping frames or it's like straight up freezing? Because it may be that I'm like dropping a couple of frames here and there, but it shouldn't be... It shouldn't be like... Which is interesting, because it was not doing it before. Anything else that could be... My mic is a little soft. Okay. It's stuttering. Okay, okay. No skipping frame in audio. Okay. Let me add a little bit too. It's interesting. I don't think it was doing that first stream, so I'm not really sure what changed. Maybe it's like the full screen. And then we'll bring it back up. I'm trying to think. I feel like that's the only thing that could be like different per se. Or like one of the main things. We'll let this roll for a little bit. Have I got a big catch-up day today? I do. I do have a big catch-up day today. A few levels and story bits to kind of get through, which is fine. You know, that's the benefit of playing a game that's time gated at the start. So now I'm just trying to. I think I'm gonna focus the main, and then maybe later today, or later today probably do some video editing. How's wow, words. How has everyone been enjoying the game so far? Well, if you need a tank, bet. You know, there's a good chance I might. Especially running some of these dungeons. Try to show up some gear, maybe. Might skip ahead a little bit here. Trying to see if anything like was exceptionally different. Really notice anything different translation wise either. Okay. Thank you for the subscription. It's been better once I've given into just trying to be social with the game. Yeah, I think that for better or for worse, I think that's probably this game's like strength, or at least that's probably the strength they should lean into, like trying to take pics from my albums and stuff. Yeah, just like kind of like the not sillier things you can do, but kind of like hanging out, just fishing, stuff like that. Um, um, I don't know. I guess that's kind of my take on it. Yep. Top frames. Remy's now following. Thank you. Thank you for the follow, Remy. Appreciate it. I already kind of know what's happening here, so I'm just gonna I'm gonna skip it a little bit with that. In all the dots for me. Right. But we're looking for Jaden, his whereabouts. Doing the towering ruins. Yeah, stop trying to think like, wow, this game's more about having a social digital life and enjoying doing content with friends. Yeah, for sure. It's all right. You have fun. I will join back on stream once I get home. Um, I totally lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. No, I think you make a good goal. To a lesser extent, Final Fantasy 14. Although you could argue that's also not very hardcore for a lot of its stuff. All right. Okay. Finish with that. I think I have some talent points. Maybe spec in a little bit. Let's go ahead and go here. Oh, I'm out of arcane seals. I didn't see that. Oh well. I think that's the trope that a lot of MMOs fall under. Yeah, for sure. I think it's hard to hardcore, you know, just because most people are not that. People think an MMO can only be one style. Right. And part of that is like the game's design for hardcore grinders, and then people that just kind of want to hang out and just try a game like me don't. Um, but in truth, part of the beauty of MMOs is how all encompassing. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but how many different like layers it can cover. You can kind of find your own fun in it, right? Just kind of pick your own goals and kind of go from there. Like you can't please everyone. Right, right. And so I think a lot of the more like successful MMOs, they have a clear vision of what they want to do and they try and do that people. And I think it's also I'm doing a lot more now that I understand what my goal for the game is. That's really good. Yeah. And I think that'll happen for a lot of people over the next couple of weeks as they kind of get a feel for like, all right, this is what Blue Protocol like really is for me. Up a stream for people that are playing like, for instance, like in China, they're like giga grinding it. So like people are like, is that what I'm expected to be doing? And it's like, there's not. You'll burn out really quick if that's what you're trying to do in this game. Right? Because like especially like that top percent of the game, it's kind of what's the word for it? Whale bait, right? So if you're trying to do that free to play, especially, like you'll really be burning yourself out. But if you're just trying to, make a cool looking character, try out the game, explore the world, all that kind of stuff, I think it's a really good game for that. I'd game for a lot of people, but that's also fine, right? Genuine like anime styled like kind of MMO-ish game. I've dumped like $10 on outfits. Yeah, I finally got my my rebate stuff from the clothes. Like if I'm gonna be social, I'm gonna look good doing it. Absolutely, as you should. Oh yeah, I remember the sequence. You like flip back and forth between the present and the past. I do like some of the premises they have going on in these some of these like story dungeons. So I pressed that too early. God, there's so many there's so many things Nintendo's done. Tencent ain't shy about getting. Nintendo incident is this one that you're talking about. Patent stuff, but I feel like that's not necessarily what you're talking about here. Unless you're talking about Tencent buying up all the competitors, which definitely could happen. I've actually Nintendo patented game mechanics. Yeah, okay, so that is what it was. Yeah, I just I would hope they wouldn't, but that's pretty. It'd be pretty naive to think that they wouldn't. Also, which is sad to say. Switch dimensions, so I don't have to fight that. Yeah. Oh, I don't know what I pressed there. That was cool. Yeah, I don't love how Nintendo's been doing things, off game ideas. But a lot of MMOs share a lot of the same mechanics, so it's only time before someone follows Nintendo. Yeah, like an MMO and be like, yeah, they invented party finding, right? Or something like that. But anyway, that's above my pay grade. Same. Same. I just play the games. I don't do anything with making them. Guy right here. That's me. That is what I would do if I saw that laser coming. that is so tough. Oh, I did that again. What is happening? Um, let's see, powers are fading. Yeah, this is where fight the boss. Streamlabs is still telling me I'm dropping frames. I'm not sure why. Oh, I guess I'll check it out after I do this. I didn't time that right. Oops. I def think this game cooks in some areas. Oh, for sure. It for sure does. Um, they have some really nice set pieces in some areas. I was just saying earlier, I do wish it was a little more consistent at some times, but at least the fact that there is some interesting things happening gives me hope that they'll do more of that in the future. Other times it does feel generic mobile, but at least they know who they are. Also true. Yeah. I think with some of the ways that they do, especially like the main story presentation, acting and not voice acting, it definitely hurts the impact that of whatever of like the story they're trying to tell. But hopefully that's something they can kind of iron out a little more in the future. I see Mars at 36 hours, so Def's still enjoying it. That'll do it. That's solid. Um, if they count up the closed beta hours, mine would be pretty up there. But rest in peace, Jaden. That does that. All right, let me take a look at this. What's happening here now? I think with all MMOs though, the first intro is always a bit jicky. Oh, for sure, for sure. Like they're still kind of trying to get their footing. Or like seeing people playing it is so funny. Just like the way everything is, the animations. It's like night and day, which is cool to see that they improved so much. I think one thing direction and everything like that. I think they did a good job of helping the world feel like whimsical and like you want to explore it. Um, Video on that with like a comparison of just like putting Genshin music over the Blue Protocol exploration, just as an example of how different that can make a game feel. But I don't think the wording quite made sense, so I never did anything. There's no skip in Genshin. True, true. Otherwise, that would make it so much easier to also like bring up a second account just for fun or something like that. If there is no skip, it forces me to love the characters. Also true. Sorry, I'm still just looking into why the stream is not downloading anything. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Had to check something. Uh, I'm a madman and had 7 accounts I did dailies on. I remember you telling me that last stream. That is so crazy to me. That is hardcore grinding, and I'm here for it. I respect it. My thought process was I would build unique teams for each account, to save me been running. I remember it took me like months until the point where I could run multiple teams. And so, like, if there's ever a point where I needed to, welcome back, thank you. If there's ever a point where I needed to do, like, say I had to fight like the electro hypostasis, I just couldn't because I didn't have a team that could fight it. It was rough. Fight Denville, or he appears. He gets all Super Saiyan-y. We hit him with the Imagine Seed. Deanna Lee just subscribed. Thanks for the subscription. Appreciate it. No one's puppet. I will defeat Astraleads on my own. I was a Razor main until I go into streams and be like, please help. Yeah, I remember queuing into like co-op domains and just being like, please, somebody help me. I have Geo Traveler and that's it, blocking them. Devil's out here getting played. All the misinformation that spread in OG patch as well. Yeah, I I saw some like team comps that people put together. That was crazy. Granted, it was a different game at the time, but man. Then it was D tier and all the chess spawn rumors. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I love how like low people put some of those 4 stars that are just like absolutely broken. Oh, bye Tata. Rugo cutscenes felt very anime. Yeah, these are. I wish all the cutscenes were kind of like that. How I blocked his sword. Thinking back just now, I look like I just punched it, which is kind of crazy. It was affected by the Imagine Seed. Yep, yep. Like some of these. There that is. I think I'm still low on these, right? Yeah. I don't. Is that? Upgrade some of these skills real quick. So in the hunting law, drops are what you get from killing, but rewards are from the chest, right? Let me pull that up. I want to say that's right. Let me go here. Rewards, drops. Drops are what you get from killing. Yeah. Yeah. That tracks. Yeah, you got it. So it's interesting that they they framed it. The drop section is just what you can get for just killing it in general. But I want to say there's like I don't know the limit off the top of my head. I want to say it's like 50 times per. I don't know if it's per day or per week. Okay, so it's still worth the hunt the frost ogre and stuff. Yeah, yeah, you can still definitely get stuff, especially if you find like a solid group of people to just like AFK around with, just to farm it if that's what you want to do. Or if you're just trying to get like some materials, or like I'm trying to think like the frost ogre. Let's see, there he is. So like some people they even want to just like maybe get some of the armor or rings or like a chance at some of this stuff, right? So they're just like AFKing and just trying to fight some of these bosses. Although I think the big one that a lot of people are AFKing at, where is he? Oh, I just had him. Yeah, this guy. A lot of people are farming this guy just because obviously his will is so big for like crit classes, etc. Just like as everyone's been saving up their keys or something. No, I mean, yes, some people were intentionally saving like keys so that they could try and like farm like Muku Chief, for instance. But if you do the street event, you have a chance of legendary gear. I find that's easier. Yeah, no, that's true. That is, there's less of a wait for that as well, right? So that's kind of nice. Let me get that. Gosh, oh, that's here. Yeah, oh, it definitely is. Darkness Legion members. I feel like I remember this. Okay. I could be misremembering though. That might be a later part. Or maybe there was two. I need to take my profile pic for your name card as well. Oh, that's so true. I look so basic right now. I have like I have like nothing going on my like social stuff. Absorbed in a strength from Void Engram. Yada yada. Neville is conveniently monologuing his whole plan. I've been busy though. Yeah, that's true. I have been. I've had some other things going on, so no biggie. I think. today and tomorrow is kind of just ironing out. And I do want to take a little more time to do some more of like the homestead stuff this go around. I am curious how have I seen the Inada trailer? I have. Oh, there's so many good games like coming out that I definitely want to play and or make videos on. Um Even like just this month, I think I mentioned last stream, right? There's so many like um so that was something on my during my free time I was also trying to like put together like an order of what I'd like to put out and what kind of stuff. It's like OMG. Yeah. I also think it's so funny how many different games they we'll say they took inspiration from, right? Spider-Man, the Marvel Spider-Man games being heavily uh heavy inspirations, we'll say, which I think is super cool. Personally, I don't really mind. I don't really mind how closely similar they are. Good problem to have, I guess. So I'll take that. It's just a matter of kind of having everything lined up. And then also how I want to talk about games, right? I feel like the guides are pretty doing pretty well and I'd like to keep doing stuff like that. So then how to necessarily incorporate that into other games as well. I don't know why all my gear is highlighted. Like all the it's wanting me to enhance it. Duh. Okay. For now we go back. Actually, I want to go here first. Oh, there we go. I do wish. Oh, it is kind of interesting how I guess few like games that are out there that are like about building and sailing and that kind of thing. It's an old tab target MMO. Okay, okay. Oh, I can't make that jump. Oh, oh. Wait, I feel like I can do this. Hold on. No, I can't. I can't do it. That's fine. That kind of reminds me. That's a whole nother other thing. It's on Steam and just been taken over by a new dev team who are starting to get the game back up from scratch. Okay. That is kind of another thing I've been thinking about. Incorporating some maybe like one-off videos that are just talking about different maybe like anime styled MMOs and like where they are now. Maybe like talking about their how playable they are, or maybe like your bang for your buck in terms of time investment these days, or something like that. Symbols impending attack. That's pretty cool though. I love to hear like devs taking an older game and kind of refurbishing it, bringing it back up to life a little bit. Did I ever play Flife? I did. I never got very far, but I did play Flife because I was so jealous of the people that had the flying mounts, and I was like, I want to do that. And I just never could commit enough time to like leveling up to getting to. Oh yeah, I remember this setup. As long as you make content you enjoy, it'll show in your work, and that'll bring more people. That's a good mindset to have. I mean, that's what I remind myself as well. I think it's just kind of funny because my channel right now only has Blue Protocol stuff, so I kind of brush that off. But that's always like in the back of the mind, right? Not to brag, but I was the top 3 healer in Asda story back in the day. That's pretty sick. I like that. Top 3 healer, a tank today. You've run the gauntlet, my friend. I am not where I should be right now in the city. That was the first game I ever spent any real money on, and I got dumb, got a dumb pink panda suit. You say dumb. That sounds pretty peak to me. I don't know. Is it really like an anime MMO? Wow. Ooh, words. An anime MMO or just an MMO in general. If you don't have like the little fursuits, or what else is like really common? Butler suits, maid outfits. 1% Luno Illionaires Club. Here I come. Honestly, I always made healer up until 2022 when I tried tanking. Oh, okay. So you've always kind of been in that realm. I wanted the black and gold panda suit. Oh, I gotcha. I gotcha. Infinitely cooler, so I don't blame you. The pink one. I had an epic staff that would have matched so well. That's like the biggest thing, right? Like fashion in MMOs, matching your outfit with the weapon or vice versa. That's peak. That's really the goal. Like I was looking, I feel like this is not the time to scheme so much better than everything else. Like that's really what I'm aiming for. This one also is okay, but like one of these two, that's the goal. But it's kind of funny. The MMO that I've actually spent the most time on of all the things is actually like Maple Story. I played that game so much. It's crazy. All they had so many good night fashion like options. Like there was a whole line of just like straight up just knight armor, to be more paladin style. Right, exactly. It is weird how they'll. Did I play the 3D remake version, like Maple Story 2? I did play that a bit as well. Play it. It got it was like already like announced to be closing. But I like the premise. It made me think. So that was really interesting. Um so I'm sad to see that it died. Although I get that people weren't playing it as much, which is like why it died, but still. RIP. I know, seriously. It was a very cool premise. I also liked how customizable everything was in that game. Um, what was I saying? That social feel that Blue Protocol has, Maple Story 2 had pretty heavily. I forgot about this. This guy like this priest breaks if he hits that first spike. That happened to me in the beta. But honestly, if you ever wanted, I guess I'd say an MMO that kind of has that ARPG feeling of just like getting ridiculously strong exponentially, um, Modern Maple Sword really has that. That's fair. Um, I say that's fair when I, if I truth be told, I'll probably put something out there about it. I don't know what yet. I don't think I'll do like a whole lot on it. Maybe just like probably something simple like these are. You had to restart this escort mission 3 times. Yeah, it's really janky. Um, I remember when I mean, you just saw me have to restart it, but the same thing happened the first time I did it in the closed beta. Like he hits that first spike and then he just stops moving. it's it's tough. Joby, congrats. I took a break, but it's back to the grind, and that's what really matters in life. Divine. I remember this. Let me see something. Okay. Hear me out. If you're single, you get more time for gaming. Yes, you can stay with your partner. That is true though. For any of the VOD watchers, if you're single, you do have more time to do your hobbies. It's just that's life. Or units. Oh yeah, this guy. They really nailed like the creepy, crazy person facial expressions in this game. Like this guy looks insane. I remember this part. I have to. Am I the crazy one that never runs into any one of the other class until I play that class? They're everywhere. I'm trying to think. I guess I haven't run into too many field bosses. What's the class that you've been running into the most? Would you say that Vix? He looks completely sane and normal to me. Yeah, 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 for sure. That it's like I'm looking in a mirror, right? With how correct. That's kind of what I figured. I think with how much talk of how playable they are with autoplay, which sounds it's a weird sentence. I kind of figured they'd probably be pretty popular. Um, just because then you don't necessarily have to worry about a rotation or anything like that. You can just walk around. Which I mean, I get. That's also kind of why I'm I'm playing marksman, so I don't have to think about the buttons as much as I'm trying to like talk. Shield knights are just so self sufficient when it comes to like fighting the random mobs. Like you're never really in danger of dying. You're tanky and you can heal yourself. Not that anyone else is super in danger either, but they're really set. DPS in the game. Right, right. They're the highest DPS and you don't have to press any buttons. I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but I also I actually um but I'm planning on just kind of making more fun of it if anything. Doesn't he just like kill himself or something crazy in game? Right into the blade. Crazy. Seems we won't get anything out of him. True. Content creators really do have a lot of power to influence games though. It's so interesting, right? Like if everyone disagrees. That's also why I consciously made a decision to just never, maybe not never, but I didn't want to put out any videos on like a tier list or anything like that. That's because they're so nuanced and people, and also because I do genuinely think most classes are in a way you're mini gods. I don't know if I go that far. I don't think I'm a mini god. Um, but I think people do. Yeah, they do listen. They want to know the opinion different than theirs or stronger than theirs in some cases when it's really not. Um, but I was saying, yeah, like tier lists. Don't really want to make them just because I think it's didn't. It just felt a little disingenuous personally because there's so much nuance, and people don't want to hear talk of nuance when they look up a tier list. They kind of just want to know what it is, right? So just like tell me what the strongest class is, and it's like, well, like marksman's really strong if you want to autoplay, but that's also because of the way the game is balanced right now, and with future balance patches, that could very easily change, you know. So you should just pick whatever class you enjoy the most, and that's the video. Maybe I'll clip that, make that a short or something. Tier list is so they are also very subjective, right? They haven't like actually played every class at the top level, quote unquote, right? So they can only go off of like what they've seen, maybe what other people have they've also heard other people say. Um, I think TLS you also see people just jump to the end of the video. Right, right. So they don't necessarily hear the explanations for why you put whatever class where. And so in cases like that, I'd rather just people like ask me in the comments, hey, what matter of playstyle ultimately? How important is Meteor Shower for Smite Dreidel? Hey, Dreidel. Meteor Shower. I'm trying to think, what do you. When you say Meteor Shower, do you mean like the Seed Bomb? I don't think it's called Seed Bomb, but like the. I can only think of. What is it? Hi. Hey. Because I know a lot of people, they called. Forgetting that skill name. Hold on. For the Frost Mage. Did stream die? Did it die? Can you still hear me? That that typed in both. Um it's up. Oh, you're just freezing a little. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I need to figure out why that's happening after I finish this little story bit. I'm not exactly sure why I'm dropping audio and frames. I don't think I changed anything. Hold on. I'll just do this for now. I can. Okay, cool. Okay. Feral Seed skill for the Smite spec for Verdant Oracle. Or are you talking about Meteor? I think it's called Meteor Shower for the Frost Mage. Oh yeah, I remember this part. I remember this part of the story. Cool. Got lightning power. Um, you want for Smite spec? Let me double check though. Let's see. Yeah. Yep. Feral Seed's one of the skills you want. Um. It. Um. Okay, it's the Storm Goblin King. Like the Storm Goblin King Imagine for the Smite spec. Is that your question? Um. Because are we on day 4 of this game? Let me think. Game opened what, Thursday? Thursday, Friday. Yeah, I think it should be day 4. All right. Um, Storm Goblin King for the Smite spec. I want to can help. Um, because it does give the luck and the lucky strike stuff. What the Venobzar incubator whenever you can get that, because that applies vulnerability, and that's going to be a little more. So assuming you want to be like the big carry, which to be honest, you just kind of aren't going to be if you're playing the Verdant Oracle. Oh, so I got some grinding to do. Still level 36. Yeah, I know the feeling. Level, what am I, 33 right now? I have a bit of a ways to go. But that's okay. Lightning orbs. Sweet. Did I find out? Yeah. Um, it doesn't necessarily affect my like Twitch streams or anything like that because it was like all my stuff is on YouTube, but that was pretty cool to see. Crazy how there's so much to do in the game even though it's time gated. How do people run out of stuff? I mean, if you're straight grinding, or if you're just trying to like, I don't know, optimize quote unquote everything, then I guess you can. Like I know some people have like guides out there that's like do these things every day to like hit max level and have everything done. Which I mean makes sense. There's a market for that. Lizzie Lizzie Joe, thanks for the subscribe. I appreciate it. It's so funny though, because I think you're right. I don't think that I've barely touched my life skills and done very little of my achievements or monster hunts. Yeah, I don't think I've literally done anything with my life skills yet. Also, rest in peace. Why do you look so sad? So this part, let's be real, it's obviously very sad, right? This little kid is dying. I think I think the setup for it was a little lacking, we'll say. It kind of just came out of like it kind of came out of the blue. Like I don't know. I feel like it happened so early relative to this story. They killed him way too quick, Frozen Hero. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the story is just getting started. Like we've had maybe what like 2 3 hours of story, and we just like he's dead. It is a very sad moment. Um, I have the sound music sound off. I think it was awkward because I think the sound, if I remember correctly, the sound here, like the music, like changed mid cutscene, so that kind of like broke the immersion a little bit, which is not great. Like I dig the idea of like he's like this kid, yeah, like fanfic, like you're saying, like he's like this. He wants to be this hero so bad, and he does the heroic sacrifice. I I don't know. I just wish like they let it cook a little bit longer. You know, like I mean, I feel like that just says it. That sums it up, really. Like I don't think we got to know him quite long enough. But either way, it is sad. Rest in peace, Narulu or Naruto. Marinated the steak before sizzle so you get the true taste. Mmm, I see, I see. Oh, what's unseasoned food? Right. No, that's valid. That's super valid. I I don't know. I just wish they yeah, like they had the seasoning, they had the setup, or they were starting to get the setup. I just think they served it a little too early. You feel me? Like that joint was a little too rare. I love how that just pops up, no matter what's going on. I guess a positive thing I'll say about that story beat is that at least it establishes there are stakes, right? For what's happening in this with like the Dark Miss Legion and all that. Oh yeah, this part is also actually very sad. Like finding his journal and reading it. Yeah, not that everyone survives. Right. So like they I guess get to know the characters now before it's too late. That's true too. I think it's good to see that they're not afraid to shy away from like that kind of stuff happening in a story cuz like you need you need stakes to be able to care about what's happening. But I guess if I had like it'd be like a pacing thing then of like getting to know him or at least having opportunities to get to know him maybe a little more before he gets struck down by lightning. Hold on. All right. Oh, oh man, it's there again. All right, there we go. Dark Miss Legion created this disaster. Agnes and Yasser. Oh yeah, don't I get the chance to like lie to them that their son is okay? It's kind of crazy. Mm, I feel like I'll let him know the truth. And then we get the we get the flashback of Narulu, our good boy. I wish there was a quest like the Genshin Perfume Maker one. Oh man, I'm blinking on that one. Wait, give me some reminders. What happens with that? Like like homegirl. What's her name? It's actually I don't think I've done Emily's side quest. Genshin Impact Perfume Maker quest. Oh, it's also that's just been a minute. I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up doing something like that a little later on. I feel like that's a pretty common like anime character trope, right? Did this put story now? Holy. Nice. Let me take a look at all of this. Some season pass stuff. That. Oh, let me open those. I'm just playing. I remember drove everyone to actually go through the story and push to see that quest. That's so funny. I love that. Yeah, that's a little different for sure. This ability growth, yep. Yeah, alloy shards, okay. More skill books. Okay, can't quite level it up yet. Good. Cheers. I'll go here for now. Let me try and figure out what I'm doing next, and then also see if I can't frames. My Streamlabs is telling me that it is, but I want to also make sure that it. What am I going to spend my friendship tokens on? I need to remind myself what's even in that shop. What am I going to spend it on? Yes, as in the stream is dropping frames. Um, and then to answer your question, honestly, I probably let me think. Bound Rose Orbs, obviously for free to play. That's what you should probably be spending it on. Um, I also like the idea of like the die pack, just because like that's fashion, right? Making sure your stuff matches. How does this look? This is okay. None of the fashion items necessarily like call to me. This one might be okay. It's all right. Yes, stream is still dropping frames. Okay. Let me take a look at something.